Hey Cancer, welcome back to the channel. I need to share something with you today because the energy coming through in this reading is absolutely fascinating. Someone in your life thinks you have completely lost interest in them, and what the universe is about to show us regarding this situation is going to shift everything you thought you knew about this connection. So get comfortable, maybe grab some tea or coffee, and let us dive into what the cards are revealing for you right now. Before we get into the cards, I want you to really think about this for a moment. Is there someone in your life who has been acting differently around you lately? Maybe they have pulled back, maybe they have been distant, or perhaps they have been trying way too hard to get your attention. The cards are telling me that this person has completely misread your energy, and they think you are done with them. But Cancer, the truth of what is actually happening is so much more complex than they realize, and the universe has some major revelations coming for both of you. The first card I pulled for you today is the Eight of Wands, and honestly Cancer, when this card flew out of the deck, I knew immediately that we were dealing with rapid movement and sudden shifts in energy. This card is all about things moving at lightning speed, and in the context of your situation, it is telling me that there is about to be a massive breakthrough in communication. Someone has been holding back from reaching out to you because they genuinely believe you have moved on or lost interest. They have been watching you from a distance, interpreting your actions through the lens of their own insecurities and fears. What I find really interesting about the Eight of Wands here is that it represents messages coming in fast and furious. This is not going to be a slow burn situation where things gradually improve. No, Cancer, when this shift happens, it is going to feel like everything changes overnight. This person who thinks you have lost interest is going to receive information or have a realization that completely flips their understanding of the situation. Maybe they are going to hear something through mutual friends, or perhaps they are going to see something on social media that makes them question their entire narrative about where you stand. The Eight of Wands also talks about travel and movement, so for some of you, this could literally involve someone traveling to see you or messages coming from a distance. But on a deeper level, this card is about the rapid movement of energy and intention. This person has been stuck in their head, overthinking every little interaction with you, analyzing every text message or lack thereof, and convincing themselves that you have checked out emotionally. What they do not realize is that you have been on your own journey, dealing with your own stuff, and your perceived distance has nothing to do with a loss of interest and everything to do with your own growth and transformation. I am seeing with this Eight of Wands that there are going to be multiple messages or communications coming your way very soon. This could be texts, calls, DMs, emails, or even someone showing up in person. The energy is very much about things that have been delayed or held back suddenly breaking through the dam all at once. This person has been drafting and deleting messages to you, Cancer. They have typed out paragraphs explaining how they feel, asking where they stand with you, pouring out their confusion and hurt, and then they have deleted it all because they are terrified of looking foolish or being rejected. The Eight of Wands is telling me that this holding back is about to end, and when it does, you are going to be somewhat surprised by the intensity of what they have to say. The second card that came through for you is the Star, and oh my goodness Cancer, this is such a beautiful and healing card to appear in this reading. After all the confusion and misunderstanding represented by the Eight of Wands, the Star comes in to tell us that there is genuine hope and renewal possible in this situation. This card is one of the most positive cards in the entire tarot deck, representing healing, inspiration, clarity, and a return to faith after a difficult period. Someone in this situation has been through their own dark night of the soul, and the Star is indicating that they are finally starting to see the light again. What really stands out to me about the Star in your reading is that it represents truth and authenticity. This card has no interest in games, manipulation, or false pretenses. When the Star appears, it is asking everyone involved to drop their masks and be genuinely real with each other. This person who thinks you have lost interest has been operating from a place of fear and insecurity, creating stories in their mind about why you have pulled back. But the Star is coming through to say that the truth is so much more beautiful and hopeful than their fearful narrative. The Star often appears when we are being asked to have faith in the universe and in the natural unfolding of events. Cancer, you have not lost interest in this person, but you have been going through your own process of healing and self-discovery. As a Cancer, you are deeply emotional and intuitive, and sometimes you need to retreat into your shell to process your feelings and figure out what you truly want. This is not coldness or disinterest, this is self-preservation and wisdom. The Star is validating that your withdrawal has been necessary for your own growth, and it is also telling us that this person is about to understand this on a much deeper level. I am also seeing with the Star that there is a wish fulfillment aspect to this situation. Someone has been wishing and hoping for a sign from you, for some indication that you still care, that you still see them, that they still matter to you. The star is the wish card, and its appearance here suggests that these wishes are not in vain. There is going to be a moment of clarity and connection that feels almost fated or divinely timed. You know those moments when the universe just aligns perfectly and you know you are exactly where you are meant to be? That is the energy of the star, and it is coming into this connection very soon. The third card I drew is the Page of Pentacles, and this card is bringing such a grounded and practical energy to your reading. After the rapid movement of the Eight of Wands and the hopeful inspiration of the star, the Page of Pentacles comes in to say that this situation requires a fresh start and a willingness to build something real from the ground up. This card represents new beginnings in the material world, whether that is a new approach to a relationship, new career opportunities, or a new way of seeing yourself and your worth. The Page of Pentacles is a student energy, someone who is willing to learn and grow. In the context of your situation, this card is telling me that either you or this other person, or perhaps both of you, are about to approach this connection with a completely new mindset. The old patterns and assumptions are being released, and there is a willingness to start fresh and see what can be built with patience and dedication. This is not about passion and fireworks right out of the gate. This is about laying a solid foundation and being realistic about what it takes to create something lasting. What I find really interesting about the Page of Pentacles appearing after the star is that it grounds all that hopeful, dreamy energy into practical reality. The star shows us the vision, the possibility, the hope, and the Page of Pentacles shows us the first steps we need to take to make that vision real. This person who thought you had lost interest is going to come to you with a new proposition, a new approach, or a new understanding. They are going to be humble, willing to listen, and genuinely interested in understanding your perspective without all the defensive energy and assumptions they have been carrying. For some of you Cancer, the Page of Pentacles could also be indicating news about money, work, or a practical opportunity that somehow relates to this connection. Maybe you and this person are going to work together on something, or perhaps there is a financial or practical element to your relationship that is about to become important. The Page of Pentacles loves details and specifics, so expect concrete conversations about real-life matters, not just emotional processing. This is someone who is ready to show you through actions, not just words, that they are serious about understanding where things went wrong and making things right. The fourth card in your reading is the Eight of Pentacles, and Cancer. This card is doubling down on that Pentacles energy of dedication, skill building, and putting in the work. The Eight of Pentacles is the Master Craftsman card, representing someone who is devoted to perfecting their craft and creating something of lasting value. In relationship terms, this card is incredibly powerful because it shows someone who is willing to put in consistent effort to make something work. The Eight of Pentacles is telling me that someone in this situation has been doing serious inner work. While you have been off doing your own thing and they have been thinking you lost interest, they have actually been working on themselves, learning from past mistakes, and developing new skills in how they relate to others. This is not someone who is going to come back to you with the same old patterns and behaviors. The Eight of Pentacles represents genuine growth and transformation, the kind that only comes from dedicated practice and a willingness to keep showing up even when it is hard. I am seeing with this card that there has been a lot of behind-the-scenes effort that you have not been aware of. This person has been taking their perceived rejection by you and using it as fuel for personal development. They have been reading books, maybe going to therapy, talking to friends, journaling, really trying to understand themselves better and figure out where things went wrong. The Eight of Pentacles is meticulous and detail-oriented, so this person has been analyzing every interaction, every text exchange, every moment of the relationship or connection you two have had. What is so beautiful about the Eight of Pentacles appearing in your reading is that it shows someone who is not just talking about change but actually implementing it. This card is about showing up every single day and doing the work, even when you do not feel like it, even when progress seems slow, even when you are not sure if it is going to pay off. This person has been building something within themselves, creating a stronger foundation, developing better communication skills, learning how to manage their emotions in healthier ways. The transformation is real, Cancer, and you are going to be able to see and feel the difference when they come back into your orbit. The fifth card that came through is the King of Pentacles, and this is such a powerful card to have in your reading because it represents the fully mature and realized version of the Pentacles energy we have been seeing. The King of Pentacles is stable, successful, grounded, and incredibly generous with those he cares about. This card can represent an actual person in your life, someone who is established, financially secure, and very practical in their approach to life. But it can also represent the energy that is entering this situation, an energy of maturity, stability, and solid commitment. If this card represents a specific person, then the King of Pentacles is telling me that this individual is someone who has a lot to offer in the material world. They are likely successful in their career, good with money, and they have built a comfortable life for themselves. But what is interesting in the context of your reading is that this person has been questioning whether their material success and stability are enough to hold your interest. They might feel that you are drawn to more exciting or emotionally intense people, and they have been worried that their grounded, practical nature is boring to you. The King of Pentacles is incredibly loyal and protective of those he loves, but he can also be somewhat possessive and controlling at times. This person might have been trying to provide for you or help you in practical ways, and when they perceived that you were pulling back, they felt rejected on a very deep level. To the King of Pentacles, actions speak louder than words, and they show love through what they do, what they provide, what they build. If their actions were not being received or appreciated in the way they intended, they would interpret that as you losing interest. But here is what the King of Pentacles is really telling us, Cancer. This person has something real and valuable to offer you. They are not playing games, they are not interested in drama or emotional roller coasters. They want to build something solid and lasting, something that can weather storms and stand the test of time. The appearance of the King of Pentacles after all these other Pentacles cards is telling me that there is genuine potential here for a stable, secure, and abundant connection if both parties are willing to be honest and do the work. The sixth card in your reading is the Sun, and honestly, Cancer, when this card appears in a reading, it is one of the best signs possible. The Sun represents joy, success, clarity, vitality, and truth coming to light. Everything that has been hidden or misunderstood is about to be illuminated. The Sun shines its light on everything and leaves no room for shadows or deception. This person who thinks you have lost interest is about to see the truth of the situation with absolute clarity, and that truth is going to bring relief, joy, and a renewed sense of possibility. The Sun is also the card of authentic self-expression and being comfortable in your own skin. Cancer, you have been going through a process of discovering or rediscovering who you truly are, separate from what other people need or expect from you. This has been necessary and important work, and the Sun is validating that you are on the right path. The perceived distance that this person has interpreted as loss of interest has actually been you stepping into your own light, claiming your own power, and getting clear about what you want and need. What I really love about the Sun in this position is that it promises a breakthrough moment where everything suddenly makes sense. You know when you have been trying to solve a puzzle and you just cannot figure it out, and then suddenly you see it and everything clicks into place? That is the energy of the Sun. This person is going to have a realization that completely shifts their understanding of why you have been distant. They are going to see that it was never about them not being enough or you losing interest, but about you needing space to grow into your fullest expression of yourself. The Sun also represents children and childlike joy, so for some of you, there could be a connection to actual children in this situation, whether that is someone's kids, a pregnancy, or discussions about family and future. But on a more metaphorical level, the Sun is about reconnecting with innocence, playfulness, and the simple joy of being alive. This situation has been so heavy and fraught with misunderstanding, but the Sun is promising a lightness and ease that has been missing. When the truth comes out and both people can be authentic with each other, there is going to be laughter, relief, and a sense of freedom that feels absolutely wonderful. The seventh card I pulled for you is the Eight of Cups, and this card is bringing in a really important message about what you have been walking away from and why. The Eight of Cups shows a figure leaving behind 8 cups, walking away from something that once brought fulfillment but no longer serves their highest good. This card is about spiritual evolution, emotional maturity, and having the courage to leave behind what is familiar in search of something more aligned with your true self. Cancer, this is where we really start to understand why this person thinks you have lost interest. The Eight of Cups is telling me that you have been walking away, but not necessarily from this person specifically. You have been walking away from old patterns, from settling for less than you deserve, from relationships or situations that drain your energy without giving back. You have been on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth, and that journey has required you to create distance from anything that keeps you stuck in old versions of yourself. The challenge with the Eight of Cups is that from the outside, it looks like abandonment or rejection. Someone watching you walk away does not necessarily understand that you are walking towards something, not just away from them. They see the leaving, they see the distance, they see you turning your back on what you once had together, and they interpret that as not caring anymore. But the Eight of Cups is one of the most spiritually mature cards in the deck, and it represents the wisdom to know when it is time to move on, even when that movement is painful and scary. What is fascinating about the Eight of Cups appearing in this reading alongside the Sun is that it shows us the full picture. Yes, you have been walking away, creating distance, focusing on yourself. But this has been in service of your own enlightenment and growth, represented by the Sun. You have not been running away from this person specifically, you have been running toward your own truth and authenticity. The Eight of Cups says that sometimes we have to leave behind the good to make room for the great, and that is exactly what you have been doing. The eighth card that came through is Queen of Pentacles, and this card is bringing such nurturing and abundant energy to your reading. The Queen of Pentacles is practical, grounded, sensual, and incredibly generous with her time, energy, and resources. She knows how to take care of herself and others, she creates beautiful and comfortable spaces, and she understands the importance of security and stability. This card can represent you, Cancer, especially in how you have been focusing on building your own sense of security and worth during this period of distance. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who does not need anyone else to complete her or make her feel valuable. She knows her worth, she has built a life she is proud of, and she is comfortable being alone because she enjoys her own company. This is the energy you have been cultivating, Cancer, and it is exactly this self-sufficiency that has been so confusing to the person who thinks you lost interest. They remember a version of you who was maybe more available, more eager to please, more willing to put their needs first. But you have been transforming into this Queen of Pentacles energy, and that transformation has required boundaries and space. What is really interesting about the Queen of Pentacles appearing in a reading about someone thinking you lost interest is that this card represents someone who is very clear about what they will and will not accept in their life. The Queen of Pentacles does not play games, does not chase people who are not showing up properly, and does not sacrifice her peace and security for anyone. If you have been embodying this energy, then yes, it might look like distance or disinterest to someone who is used to you being more accommodating or available. But really it is just you standing firm in your standards and refusing to settle. The Queen of Pentacles is also deeply sensual and connected to physical reality. She enjoys good food, comfortable surroundings, nature, and physical touch. This card is telling me that you have been reconnecting with your body and your physical needs during this time of distance. Maybe you have been working on your health, creating a more beautiful living space, spending time in nature, or just really prioritizing your physical comfort and well-being. This self-care has been essential for your growth, and it has also made you even more attractive and magnetic to others. The ninth card in your reading is Strength, and Cancer. This card is so perfect for what you have been going through. Strength is about inner courage, patience, compassion, and the ability to handle challenging situations with grace and maturity. This card shows a woman gently closing the mouth of a lion, representing the power of gentle persistence over brute force. Strength is not about dominating or overpowering, it is about having such deep inner confidence and self-control that you do not need to prove anything to anyone. The Strength card is telling me that you have been developing incredible inner fortitude during this period. While someone else has been spiraling in their assumptions about you losing interest, you have been building this quiet, powerful strength within yourself. You have been learning to trust yourself, to honor your needs, to set boundaries without guilt, to walk away from what does not serve you with love and compassion rather than anger or bitterness. This kind of strength is rare and valuable, Cancer, and it is transforming you in profound ways. What is so beautiful about strength appearing in this reading is that it shows that your perceived distance has not been about weakness or fear or running away. It has been about having the courage to be true to yourself even when that disappoints or confuses others. It takes real strength to disappoint someone, to let them be upset with you, to allow them to misunderstand you while you do what you know is right for your own growth and well-being. The Strength card is validating that you have been incredibly brave, even if it has not felt that way. Strength also talks about taming our own inner beasts, our own fears, insecurities, and reactive patterns. You have been doing deep inner work, Cancer, learning to manage your emotions in healthier ways, not letting fear or insecurity drive your decisions, staying calm and centered even when external circumstances are uncertain. This inner work has been changing you at a fundamental level, and the person who thinks you lost interest is about to see just how much you have grown and evolved. They are going to be amazed by your strength and groundedness, and it is going to completely shift how they see you in the situation. The 10th and final card in your reading is Three of Swords, and I know this card can look scary when it first appears, but hear me out because the message here is actually really important and ultimately healing. The Three of Swords is the card of heartbreak, painful truth, and emotional wounds that need to be acknowledged and processed. This card is telling me that yes, there has been real pain in this situation. This person who thinks you lost interest has been genuinely hurt by your distance, and their hurt is valid even if their interpretation of your actions is not entirely accurate. The Three of Swords is about necessary pain, the kind of pain that comes when illusions are shattered and truth is revealed. This person has been operating under certain assumptions about you, about the connection you share, about where things were headed. Your pulling back has forced them to confront the reality that maybe they did not know you as well as they thought they did, or maybe the relationship was not as solid as they believed. This has been painful, but it has also been necessary for growth. What the Three of Swords is really showing us is that this situation has required both people to face some hard truths. You have had to face the truth about what you need and want, even when that meant creating distance and disappointing someone. They have had to face the truth that they cannot control how others feel about them or make someone stay who needs to leave. These are painful lessons, but they are also incredibly valuable for both people's growth and evolution. The Three of Swords appearing at the end of this reading suggests that before any reconciliation or new beginning can happen, the pain needs to be acknowledged and processed. There needs to be honest conversation about how both people have been hurt, what has been misunderstood, and what each person needs going forward. The good news is that the Three of Swords is also about emotional clarity. Once the pain is expressed and witnessed, once the tears are shed and the truth is spoken, there is a release and a clearing that creates space for genuine healing and connection. So Cancer, let me bring all of this together for you. The cards are telling a story of someone who has completely misread your intentions and emotional state. They think you have lost interest in them, but the reality is so much more nuanced than that simple interpretation. You have been on a profound journey of self-discovery and growth, represented by the Eight of Cups, the Sun, Strength, and the Queen of Pentacles. You have been walking away from old patterns and stepping into a more authentic and empowered version of yourself. This necessary distance has been confusing and painful for someone who cares about you, represented by the Three of Swords. But the Eight of Wands and the Star are promising that clarity and communication are coming very soon. This person is about to see the truth of the situation, and their understanding is going to shift dramatically. The Page of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles are showing us that there is potential here for something solid and lasting if both people are willing to approach the connection with maturity, honesty, and dedication. The big message from the cards is that you have not lost interest, you have simply been growing and evolving in ways that required space and boundaries. This person is about to understand that, and when they do, there is going to be an opportunity for a fresh start built on truth, mutual respect, and genuine understanding of who each person really is and what they truly need. So Cancer, if you resonated with this reading, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Are you going through a situation where someone has misunderstood your need for space? Have you been doing inner work that required you to create distance from certain people or situations? Let me know what is happening in your world. And if you found value in this reading, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more tarot insights. I appreciate you being here and sharing this space with me.